Bloody hell. Welcome back to Hudson Auto Films. It has been a little while since I've said that, and it feels good to be back. I've been dealing with some health things and life things, but we are back in business. Though, as you can see, the barn has become a little bit of a mess. As some of you might recall a few episodes ago, or the last episode, I had to move out of the storage unit, so all the storage came in here, and that means it is impossible to work in here. There's not much space to do anything, and it's just a bit grimy. But we're jumping straight back into things, and today the Aston is going. Where it is going, you'll find out in a later episode. But before it goes, it needs to have the roof removed, which again, you'll find out why in a later episode. This is something that I'm definitely not qualified to do, not that I'm qualified to do most of this sort of thing. So someone is coming to remove the roof, then the Aston is going, then we'll have some space to clear everything up. There is also a new car coming today, which is a good car. It doesn't need that sort of work doing to it. Also, if you're watching this, that means the build series that I've been working on is finished, which means you'll be getting a full-length build series, which is all finished, which will be coming very soon. But first things first, before the man comes to take the roof off and remove the car from the building, I'm going to do a bit of cleaning so it makes life a little bit easier. Then after that, we've got to get rid of that rather scrapped Ford Capri body and just tidy things up, and we'll go from there.
So we're going to cut this roof off. We're going to cut down through here, and hopefully the whole roof will come off as one complete section. As you can see, there's plenty of rust already, so it's going to help us along with the trip. So
Nice. And there's a roof.
one convertible DBS.
Well, that was interesting to watch. It's funny, I spent so much time trying to preserve the car, and then chopping off the roof seemed a bit sacrilegious, but yeah, it's part of the process. But yeah, I look forward to showing you all in the near future where the car is going and what is happening to it. It's really cool, so I look forward to sharing that with you. Right now, I've got the roof sitting there, which, yeah, strange. But I now have some space. I have quite a big bay, which is excellent. So I now need to continue to sort things out. And as you might be able to see, there is another car that has arrived. But I'm going to keep cleaning, and we'll go from there. This is a remarkable piece of junk. I did attempt to sell it. I did even attempt to give it away. I initially listed it for £200. It is a 3-litre Capri, so it has some, you know, relevance, and there are people who are willing to do up even the worst things, like me. But nobody wanted it, nobody would even take it for nothing. So I called the scrapyard and they actually offered me £200 for it. So I think that's what's happening, unless any of you want it. I'm going to attempt to put it on some skates and drag it out, and it will live in front of the barn for the next couple of days until someone comes and picks it up. I have a strong feeling this is going to get stuck halfway out of the barn, which will be annoying, but we'll tackle that if it happens. And just like that, it is out. So you can see it, we've still got a large portion of the car in the barn in the form of rust and the large pile of fiberglass which I need to deal with. But yeah, it is out. But yeah, it's moments like this where my problem becomes ever apparent. I think this probably will be the last time you see this on the channel. Obviously we're continuing with the body kit itself, but this is the Capri. But yeah, seeing it outside, you really do see the extent of the damage, and it's just awful, you know. It could be a flower bed or something like that, but honestly, it's toast. Somehow removing the Capri body has made the place feel even more messy, so I think rather than trying to find a space for everything, I'm just going to take everything out of the barn and just repack. So let's clear this place out. Well, that is a little bit better. That 30-second time lapse was actually more like an hour and a half. There's still a huge amount of tidying to do, like on workbenches and going through all of this stuff and dealing with all the bits and bobs here, but the worst of it is done. But unfortunately, I need to find a home for all of this stuff. Some of it will come back in, some of it can go around the back, and that's what I need to do next. I really need kind of a small, even 10-foot by 10-foot container, but it's tricky where we are. The council don't like me doing anything, so I have to put as many things inside that are perishable as possible. But yeah, definitely a lot better. As you can see though, I literally have an Aston Martin parts division. There's the red Aston, parts of the silver Aston. Those are Reliant Scimitar bits over there, Aston, Bullet, Lancia bits, and then this is lots of misc Aston bits. It's kind of remarkable. Some of it is definitely rubbish, but there are bits which look like rubbish which actually have considerable value. So I need to go through everything and sort it all out, and that's a giant Playmobil clown, but that's another story. So probably not the best use of time, but I thought that was quite cool. It would be quite cool just to take these body panels and put it on something crazy. But yeah, maybe one day. Wow, I look rough. After a great deal more faffing, I've managed to get more or less everything back in while still retaining space. A few things have had to go around the back of the barn, but nothing too important. So I'll show you the results. All this area needs a huge amount more work, but yeah, from the state it was, things are pretty good. The workbench needs completely sorting, but this is all of the Aston stuff pretty much compiled for the red car, and this is still bits from the silver car, or some of it's from the silver car, which the guy still hasn't picked up. So yeah, we now have a proper place to work. Whilst I'm looking at it, I've been sent this by a company called Don. They are not paying me to do this. They just sent it to me and said, check it out. If you like it, let your people know. And yeah, it's a jump pack, and it's got all the other bits on it, like charging your phone and all that sort of thing. But here is it in use when I was using it on the Discovery, which had been out of action for almost a year. Everything was fine mechanically on it, but the battery was obviously completely flat and not holding any charge. The Don came straight out of the box. It only had about 25% charge on it, and it brought it to life immediately. So I'd absolutely recommend. Thank you Top Don for sending that to me, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. If you want one, I'd recommend it. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, just a little bit of a filler episode whilst I'm getting everything ready. I had to do so much sorting before I could start this next build, which is coming to you very soon. If this episode is out, that means it is coming very soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned. Thank you very much for sticking with me over the last couple of months whilst I haven't been posting. It will be very much worth it, I promise. So yeah, I'm going to pull a couple of cars in, and I'll see you in the next one.